It's time for local stories from across the East. Local food. Local fashion. Local businesses. This is your home for local. This is the East's Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I'll be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. It is Monday. Hope you had a great weekend and hope the day ahead is even better. Boy, do we have a big show in store for you today. What does that entail? Well, you can kind of see right here, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. Normally, we save our national holidays till the end of the show and kind of unveil it then, but we wanted to just get this one out of the way right now and tell you today is National Back to the Future Day, and boy, do we have a lot in store for you with that. And one of the things is, coming up in a little bit, I will perform a special version of Back in Time. John, behind the camera, it's his favorite song of all time, and he can't wait to hear it, so hang tight for that. Okay, now as I said, we got a big show in store for you. What does that look like? Let's take a look. We head to Oriental in this week's Living Local. We take a look at the new CBS comedy, Carol's Second Act. In the first part of our week-long series, we take you behind the scenes at 9 on Your Side and talk with anchor Shayla Reeves. And if all that wasn't enough, WNCT 9 on Your Side anchor Ken Watling is here right now to introduce us to a 73-year-old burning up the racetrack in this week's People and Places. Let's take a drive. Vroom.
A look inside Wayne Strasbaugh's Craven County home, and one thing stands out.
I definitely love racing.
A love that's developed only in the last 5 years.
Suddenly, I've found something in life that keeps the adrenaline flowing.
That's because these days he's not watching cars speed around the track, he's the one driving. And what makes this story even more impressive, Wayne is 73 years old.
Up until I was 68, I was never on a racetrack. And then suddenly, my bucket list put me on a racetrack. And the next thing you know, 5 years later, this is what I do.
And he does it well.
At first, they kind of say, well, this guy's going to be pretty easy. And then as they see me go by, they realize maybe not exactly.
Wayne can lay claim at being #1 in the world. During a recent trip to Exotics Racing in Las Vegas, Wayne put his skills to the test in the Michelin Time Trials World Challenge.
And finally, I got in a McLaren 720, which is 720 horsepower, and set the track record. Right now, they have almost 22,000 people that are part of the Time Trial World Challenge, and I'm #1, which I don't understand, but it was one heck of a lap.
The need for speed is nothing new. Wayne is a retired U.S. Navy pilot.
That was a wonderful career. I mean, the one thing we used to say is, I just can't believe that the government pays me to do this.
Now he's the one spending money to race at tracks all over the country.
I'm trying to drive all the NASCAR tracks, and I've driven 19 of the 23 tracks. I just spent a couple of weeks in California driving Sonoma and some of the tracks out there. So either I take my car and go driving, or I get on an airplane.
And all those experiences behind the wheel are highlighted here inside Wayne's Hall of Fame.
As I rode with Mario Andretti around Indianapolis at over 200 miles an hour in this race car.
And while most people his age are taking things easy, Wayne says he's not slowing down anytime soon.
I'm definitely having the best time I've ever had. I'm doing things that I never even thought about doing or thought I could do. But life couldn't get any better, to tell you the truth.
Now downloading Meltivational Monday.
Something funny starts to happen when you push yourself forward 5-second decisions at a time. Your life changes. So the 5-second rule is a universal law. Here it is. The moment you have an instinct to do something, you got to move within 5 seconds or your brain will talk you out of it. My whole life changed 11 years ago when I decided to launch myself out of bed like a rocket.
Yes! Yes!
And I went 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and stood up. And that one 5-second decision changed my entire life. Change comes down to a choice, not the big choices, actually the little ones, the ones that happen 5 seconds at a time. The Mel Robbins Show is not a show, it's an experience where you start to understand what's holding you back, and more importantly, you take that next step toward getting the life that you want and the life that you deserve.
We're back here on the East Daily Download. It's Monday, National Back to the Future Day. Still to come, Back in Time performance here in the studio from me, Huey Lewis in the News cover for the celebration. Okay, still to come today, we're going to watch a special behind the scenes of Carol's second act, the new show on CBS. But right now, let's catch up with WNCT 9 on Your Side anchor Shayla Reeves in the first part of our special series, Behind the Scenes, looking at 9 on Your Side News. And this will still be to come.
No,
What?
it's not to come.
What?
I'm from the future. You can't play this song.
It's Back in Time.
No.
Everybody loves it.
No.
What? We'll be right back. We'll get this sorted out. Just okay.
I'm Shayla Reeves, evening anchor for WNCT 9 on Your Side. You can see me on television at 5, 6, and 11, but when I'm not on your screen, believe me, I am still hard at work. Our afternoon begins with an assignment meeting where we talk about the stories that we're going to be covering and including in the newscast every day. Our producers start bright and early in the morning building the show that you ultimately will see on your screen starting at 5 o'clock in the evening. And not everyone knows this, but we actually do our own hair and makeup every day. We're responsible for taking care of all of that ourselves. So when it comes to makeup, for me, it is really a process. Some days, if I'm super busy, I have put on the bare essentials in 5 minutes. I've literally done a 5-minute face. In the really busy days, I might be adding a few little finishing touches during the weather forecast. So when you're watching Jerry during the forecast, I might be behind the scenes, maybe touching up, adding a little bit more to my face. So we try to get ourselves together for when we see you at 5 o'clock. We review our scripts for the show. We make sure the information is correct, accurate, fair, and balanced. When we sit down in that chair at 5 o'clock, we are ready to go. And when those lights and the camera come on and you're seeing us on the screen in your home, at your business, that you can trust that the information we're bringing you is the information that you need to know, the important stuff happening in your neighborhood or in your community. So it's a lot of hands on deck. You see the folks in front of the camera, but there are so many of us behind the scenes as well. Our producers, our folks that work in engineering. So many people are involved in bringing the product that you see on your screen. Our photographers, our editors, it's all hands on deck. Learn how to make cool crafts on a budget. Check out my weekly DIY series, Let's Craft, every Monday on WNCT.com.
Every 3 minutes, someone in the U.S. is diagnosed with blood cancer. You can be a life-saving donor. Go to dkms.org to find out how.
A month after Hurricane Dorian, only lot numbers remain in certain parts of Boardwalk RV Park.
We need help here. These people need help. Not so much us, we're okay, but there's lots of people in the park that need help.
Jane Shelton is one of many that suffered severe damage to their home.
There was a part of it that slammed into another unit.
So she and her husband purchased this new mobile home. Across the park, Robert Alterson lost some of the underpinnings in his place.
We didn't have a lot of damage. The damage actually started about maybe 3/4 of the way down.
But the two agree damage to Boardwalk RV Park is major.
I don't know what in the world FEMA is thinking. They said there wasn't enough damage here or at Ocracoke.
Shelton and Alterson are both outraged by FEMA's decision to not provide individual assistance to the area.
The federal government can spend all kinds of money on all kinds of frivolous things, but they can't help people that have no home.
I have no faith in them anymore.
Emerald Isle Mayor Eddie Barber is confused on FEMA's response for aid.
If you look at the 4 counties, there were a lot of homes that were damaged, and I just think FEMA should step up and help the people in need right now.
Alderson and Shelton say some residents have bounced back from the storm, others are displaced, and some might not even come back home.
You can't talk to them. It's very hard to talk to them because of everything they've lost. They've been here for years.
Barber plans on making calls to state leaders and working with insurance companies.
We'll just help the homeowners any way we can.
But for now, life at the Boardwalk RV Park is slowly healing.
Hey, we're back here on the East Daily Download on Monday morning, National Back to the Future Day. Hope your day's off to a great start so far. Quick reminder, you can find the show at WNCT.com under the Download tab. Now, we've moved tabs. It's now called the Download tab, where you can find this or any episode of the show. Also, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can use the East Daily Download hashtag. You can email us as well. We're at download@WNCT.com. Send us pictures, videos, Q&A with AQ, questions for Angie Casada. And one other way you can find us that we're really excited about, we're on the WNCT mobile app. So you just go to the mobile app, download it, scroll down, and right there we have a link, and you can watch any of the shows anywhere you are, so please do so. Okay, still to come, we're going to have a Live in Local, but right now we're going to go to Carol's second act, behind the scenes look at the new CBS sitcom, and I'm going to start playing Back in Time for you. What are you doing?
Play this. I told you you're not allowed to play this. I am from the future.
Why would I not be allowed to play such a beautiful song?
Because you're bad at it. You're bad. You're really bad. And we get sued for copyright infringement. You can't play the song. Carol's second act.
Hello, everyone. You must be the internal medicine residents.
Yes, ma'am. Here and ready.
Oh, gosh, what a pleasure to meet you. Should we go around and introduce ourselves? I can't believe that the last time I was on CBS with a multi-camera comedy that I was doing this, and I had 4 small children under the age of 5.
Patricia is just such a legend in TV. I'm excited to be able to work with her and work with the cast.
I'm an intern, just like you.
But you have a clipboard.
Yes, I love clipboards. The show is about a woman, Carol Kenny, who finds a second act in life.
In her mid-50s, gets a divorce and goes back to med school to get her degree. And she joins Loyola Memorial Hospital as a first-year resident.
She's very secure and confident in herself, and she's able to pass that along to some of the younger interns.
Tell me you understand.
We understand, Carol.
Thank you.
Carol's surrounded by a couple dumb interns that really aren't helping her out, a boss that really is not taking to her charm.
These 2 strong women who have a deep desire for more come head to head with very different styles, very different points of view.
I'm here for 2 reasons. To teach you how to save lives and to determine which of you can cut it and which of you can't. Let's move.
Everybody here just wants to play and wants to have fun, and you can feel it.
I'm just excited to be a part of a show that is relatable and funny, but still has a lot of heart to it.
With Raymond, it was about being the parent of these young kids, and it focuses mostly on the marriage. And now Carol has already put her children out into the world, and now it's time to really explore her life again, who she is. And so it's kind of a really wonderful progression that I think the fans will really love to come along on.
Watch your local WNCT 9 in your side news on our live stream on WNCT.com or on our mobile app. Now downloading Medical Minute.
In a few weeks, when it's time for finals, these students will get to work. They're members of the Posture Patrol at New York Institute of Technology.
It's basically something people don't pay attention to a lot of the times.
That's why they'll be handing out these brochures to students and faculty.
Just correcting them with their posture or helping them become aware. I realize that it makes such a huge difference and is what we consider preventative medicine.
Sitting at our desks, staring at our devices, or just walking around, posture is a big part of our day.
Start to bend forward.
Dr. Mark Gugliotti is an associate professor of physical therapy. He says poor posture can lead to different types of pain.
The neck, the head, the shoulders, the elbow, hips, low back, knees, feet, and ankles. The whole body is subject to any sort of postural dysfunctions.
Dr. Gugliotti and his students show us the right way to sit at a desk. To start, feet should be flat on the floor.
I'm going to lower the chair to a position that helps accentuate a 90-degree angle between the trunk and the hip, as well as a 90-degree angle between the upper leg and the lower leg.
Shoulders and elbows should also be at 90 degrees. Your computer screen should be an arm's length away and positioned so your eyes are looking at the top third of the screen without moving your neck up or down. Looking down at our phones and devices creates another posture problem that can impact the back and neck.
Having your phone more towards the front of your face would be the best scenario.
And don't forget about your posture when you're walking. Keep your back straight, not slumped, and try to pull your belly button in towards the spine. Katherine Johnson, CBS News, New York.
Now downloading Living Local.
The town of Oriental sits along the Neuse River, providing opportunities for sailing for many people. But one thing this town holds true to its heart is its small town values. The mayor of Oriental says that while sailing is big in the town, it's the different types of people that move here when they retire that make it so special. They come here to live and also help move the town forward.
Because it's a retirement community, they come from everywhere, and that's what's so special. They're doctors, lawyers, professors, they're all retired, and they help us with our community to keep it growing.
The mayor goes on to say that she's lived in Oriental her whole life. She compares Oriental to Mayberry, saying that you speak to everyone you see and wave at every car that goes by. In Oriental, Aaron Dean, 9 on your side.
In me.
Of course I know what the themes are.
Entertainment tonight, that's what people want.
It's hard to think of entertainment tonight without.
Oh, I know it!
I mean, come on, since I was a little kid.
This is entertainment tonight. This is the Bible of show business.
The long forecast, the 7-8 day forecast, that's what I like to see. That lets me know ahead of time what the weather's going to be like. Jerry does a good job. He lets you know when something is finna transpire. I have the app on my phone and the radar on my phone so I can keep up with that. It helps me know when a storm is coming up and what the weather's going to be like and what's bad. One moment I really appreciated was when Hurricane Florence was about and the way Jerry really let you know what was going to happen. That was one moment that made my decision for us to leave town at that time. Because in Craven County, we got hit bad. And Jerry really emphasized how strong the storm surge was going to be, how much wind we was going to have, how much damage was expected. So that gave us the determination to leave town. So that was one of the great moments, I believe, was with Jerry's forecast of Hurricane Florence. I just want to say y'all continue to do what you're doing.
Now downloading Southern Stars.
Hey, we're in Greenville to meet this week's Southern Star. Miss Toy Branch, we are honoring you today. You are a Southern Star. Congratulations. Toy Branch lets a career of managing an assisted living community extend well beyond business hours. Her volunteer work allows many senior citizens to call Toy a dear friend in addition to being their residential manager.
She is a giving and loving and kind and caring individual. When I first met her here as a volunteer,
Yes, ma'am.
we just clicked. She is my sister.
She extends herself. When she found out that I didn't have much family and I was alone, her and her husband adopted me. So when she found out that I was suffering from dementia, and she had told me she was, because of so many others she knew was going through it, she took the course so she would be able to understand and help.
And Ms. Branch, we just want to say on behalf of Southern Bank, we just appreciate everything you do for our community. Here's a nice little gift for you.
To all of this great community and to all of Eastern North Carolina, if you know someone in your community making it a brighter place, make a nomination as well. Go to WNCT.com/stars. Let's hear it for Miss Toy.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download here on Eastern North Carolina CW. Again, National Back to the Future Day. I was going to have a beautiful rendition of Back in Time from one of my favorites, Huey Lewis in the News. John is really upset because apparently Doc Brown over here says we can't play it due to legal reasons and she's from the future and it's a bad thing. But I think it's going to be fine. We'll see you tomorrow on the East Daily Download. Have a great day. And I'm going to try to sneak in a few notes here. See you tomorrow. Tuesday, when we hit the road for the next edition of the East Daily Download, we take a look at the new Walk in See initiative. We go behind the scenes in the new CBS show Evil. We continue our look behind the scenes of 9 on Your Side News. And we'll feature Sensible Snacks food truck in this week's Down Eats. So join us Tuesday for an all-new The East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.